I hope you are well. This COVID virus is teaching us that we need to communicate in a different way than we have previously. And so I hope to communicate to you by this method, at least into the near future, and especially as we prepare for the June council meeting, to let you know a bit about what items we have for our agenda, as well as a number of other items that are coming up. Some of you have asked if you could know a little bit about the agenda at each of our council meetings before we meet, and I would just encourage the superiors to try to meet with the oblates for whom they are responsible, and ask if there are any items that any of those oblates have that they would like to bring up to the council, so that we can discuss those and prepare for them as we begin to meet. As you know, each Monday of our council meeting is a bit of a special day, and we continue what we began at the March council meeting at this Monday at the June meeting. We will be talking to oblate superiors in groups of 5 or 6. So at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock on Monday afternoon, we will be meeting with superiors, again, to find out if they have any concerns that they would like to bring to the council, or just concerns that they want us to know about. Much of our council meeting, the June council meeting, is always taken up with budgets. And we will be doing that for probably more than a day, approving the budgets, and thank you for all the work that you did in submitting those budgets to us. I really want to do a shout out to Jim Chambers and Seamus Finn for all the work that they did in securing the government loans to keep our employees whole. They did a lot of work. I want to thank our Human Resources Department across the province, and especially do a shout out to our employees who every day work in our healthcare facilities. They don't have a choice of whether or not to go to work. They do a yeoman job, and I'm very, very grateful to them for their dedication and their service. Other agenda items for the council will be, we hope to approve Greg Chalawa as the superintendent of our oblate healthcare. As you know, we have engaged the National Religious Retirement Organization, NRRO, to look at our healthcare facilities. There has been quite a bit of concern over the fact that the average amount of money for most religious organizations to pay annually for their members is about $40,000 a year. We're paying way over that. And so Greg, in this new position, will bring a uniformity to our healthcare facilities. He will engage employees more in working with the budget. He hopes to improve the quality of our health care, even though bringing down expenses, and we look forward to him doing this. Some experts from NRRO visited each of our healthcare facilities, and they recommended that we have an oblate in this position. Greg is obviously the logical choice because of all the study and background that he has done in gerontology. Oblates have expressed to me often their appreciation for the different talks that he's given at our fall and our spring meetings. Hopefully at the council, we will also be approving 3 novices for first vows, and then 4 oblates for renewal of their vows. Encouraging, but we want to keep the vocation effort very strong. The council will also give final approval to about 30 different personnel moves. You'll be able to read about those in the June Council Chronicle. Looking at the schedule of our fall meetings, we're not sure where we will meet, whether we'll have to meet by Zoom or Skype, but we have the schedule already fairly set. Jim Brobst will do an update on ministry priorities that he was going to present at the convocation. And we have really spent a lot of time as a council looking at ministries that we will be embracing. In other words, we're giving them a very strong commitment into the future, those that we plan to keep, and then finally those that we might have to relinquish because of fewer personnel. Jim Chambers will presenting on the generosity of the U.S. province. I know that some of you have told me about the fact that you are disappointed that we no longer have a sharing fund as a province, but Jim will be able to tell you the many, many ways that the U.S. province reaches out to the congregation and many other needs in our world. Greg Chalo will be explaining his new role, as I've mentioned. Brian Silva will update us with accreditation with Presidium. We also would like to hear from you about what changes have happened in your community as a result of COVID-19. So you might be prepared to offer some commentary on that. I know it's meant a lot of difficulties and changes for all of us. Thank you for the personal budgets that we are receiving, and we would like those into the province by June 1st. I realize that some of you have been rather surprised to see the form that we asked you to fill out in terms of end-of-life issues, living will, and other issues. We simply want to know from you and or your superior what information you have. And so if you don't have that information, your superior doesn't have it either, simply let us know that and leave the forms blank. I've asked Art Flores and Laura Glasgow to work on this and to update these important forms for all the oblates in the province. Also, just to update you on the balloting that will begin soon for provincial councillors in mid-June. You will receive that ballot where you vote for oblates to be on the provincial council. Mid-July, that ballot would be expected to be returned to the province with the results of your vote. Then late July, the results of that straw vote would be sent out to you, and then you would send your final vote into Rome by mid-August. They would meet in Rome beginning mid-September. I think it's around the 14th, finish about a month later. And so we hope by the end of September, first couple days of October, we would know who our new council will be. We won't have the formal installation of the council and myself until the beginning of December. That would be the next time we would have a council meeting with the council that has been chosen. Warren Brown, we hope, would be there, so the installation would take place the first couple days of the December council meeting, which is around December 7th. As you know, we are leaving 3 parishes this summer, Santa Rosa in San Fernando, where they have very good lay leadership, I'm told. We've been in that parish for many, many years. We were really the ones responsible for developing Hispanic ministry in the San Fernando area. We're also leaving St. Gregory Nazianzen, where Dwight Hobrix has been in Sitka, Alaska. Dwight has found it difficult to live alone, which certainly is not good for a relatively young guy, and so he will be going to the community in New Orleans. We're also leaving, of course, Holy Angels in Buffalo. That is the first foundation of the Oblates in the United States. Painful for many of us to be leaving there. However, the church needs a lot of repair to the tune of over $1 million. And so it's impossible for us to raise that kind of money to renovate the church. Whether or not we'll be able to attend those places personally, physically, I'm not sure because of the COVID crisis. We are opening a new parish, Precious Blood Parish, in the San Diego Diocese. That has been approved already by the bishop. Jim Brobst worked on facilitating this, and Tom Rush and Victor um, um, Victor Patricio Silva, the associate pastor, and Jim Allen will be going there. So we have a great team of 3 oblates who would be going there in July. We're glad to be back there. We have a very strong oblate associate group there. And also a lot of donors who contribute to our mission in Tijuana. We're hoping that the oblates at Precious Blood will be a good support to the oblates in Tijuana and vice versa. As you know, May 21st is the anniversary of the death of our founder, and that's the beginning day of our annual novena to support vocations. I just received a letter from Father General on the feast of May 21st, to set it a couple days early, and he really promotes different provinces, delegations to focus on vocations. We've done well in terms of the number of vocation directors that we've had typically in our province. We've tried to have at least 3 or 4. They've done a great job, and I'm grateful to them, and that's why we're able to have a good number of guys in our novitiate and in our scholasticate. But I just encourage you during that May 21st to May 29th, which is the death date of Blessed Joseph Girard, the great missionary to Lesotho, to pray in a very special way for vocations. In his letter that I read this morning from Father General, he made the announcement that 5 oblates have died from COVID-19, and there are 6 others who are seriously ill. So please remember them, especially in your prayers. My prayers are with you. Thank you very much for the good ministry that you do. Let's continue to pray for, and in a special way to care for each other. God bless you, and thank you for the outreach that so many of you are doing in spite of this COVID-19 crisis. People express to me all the time how grateful they are for the live streaming, for the many ways that you continue to reach out. God bless you. Thank you.